Welcome to another podcast by Denise, your host of Denise's Dialogue. Any questions or comments about today's podcast, please email her at denisesdialogue@gmail.com. Welcome to another podcast by Denise. I'm your host today, Morpheus Black. Don't mind the intro. Denise is a little under the weather, and when she got home from being out in the rain and such forth, her voice is a little raspy. She was tired, so she went to lay down. Today's podcast, I'm going to talk about everything, and I'm going to talk about nothing. First thing I'm going to lead off with is Donald Trump. Is he good? Is he bad? Let's go with the good. The good thing about Donald Trump, when he was president, he was there for the American people. Not all the American people, but the American people. He fought against a lot of stuff that angry taxpayers are upset about right now. Number one, the billions of dollars that went to Ukraine. That wouldn't have happened under Donald Trump. Even though they say, oh, it's a military budget, it wasn't a regular country budget. But where does the military get its budget from? Okay, and I don't think he would have got involved in what's going over in the what's happening in Israel. Excuse me. I got a holes in my mouth. I don't think Donald Trump would have got the country involved with that. And a lot of people say it's good that he was the only sitting president to meet Kim Jong. I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, because they were two, I don't want to say crazy people. I want to say bullies. They were two bullies meeting each other. You know, I'm crazy in the head. This dude sound a little crazy in the head. Let's get to meet and see what's up. And the current President Biden, they're like Sleepy Joe, this and that. And a lot of stuff Biden and the Democrats are doing right now bothers me. And it bothered me almost to the fact where I was considering switching parties and voting for Trump in this upcoming election. I mean, the thing about it is, do you vote for evil? If evil is good? Or do you vote with your mind and your heart? I don't think I could bring myself to vote for Trump because, like I said, he's there for Americans, but not all Americans. And I have a strong feeling I would be one of those Americans that he is not there for. And the reason I say that is because all the racism we see going on in this country right now has always been there. It never went away. But people found out that it was okay under Trump. When he, as Dave Chappelle called them, the tiki torch carrying whites, when Trump, he kind of endorsed that. Oh, there's good people and bad people on both sides. He kind of endorsed that. That made it all come out. Right now, today, you can go to a store. The person in the store will look at you and say some crazy shit to you. That never happened to me. That never happened to my wife. And I'm going to tell you why it never happened to neither one of us. Because we portray the fuck around and find out attitude. People who had that type of attitude don't have crazy things happen to them. And I'm a grown ass man with grandkids. I don't care if you're a 15-year-old girl. You come out and disrespect me and you swing on me when I'm trying to walk away. As my grandson Xavier says, you're going to catch these hands. And people are going to be upset about it. But guess what? If I don't condone, excuse me, I don't condone abusing women, but don't put your hands on somebody else because you never know what the outcome's going to be. You don't put your hands on nobody for any reason. If you're upset about what somebody did, walk away. Sometimes this shit ain't worth it. Okay? Sometimes it's not worth it. These little young knuckleheads go out in the street and kill one another, and then they realize that they might have killed this dude all because he stepped on my shoe. Now I'm fucking going to jail because I didn't think Sometimes it's better to walk away, be the bigger man. But like I said, that's the good and the bad with Trump. Back to the Trump thing. Like I said, in what he's been charged with, he has a lot of treason charges, and he's getting away with a lot of that stuff. I guarantee you, if I would have did 10% of the things he did, I would be under the jail right now with no bail. Money talks when it comes to the law. And we ain't going to talk about the fact, too, that he put a lot of these federal judges in place, so they're for him. What can you say? Everybody thinks Putin has something on him. Who knows? Who knows? You don't know. That's my take on Trump, the good and the bad. Why I may and may not vote for him. I'm leaning towards not voting for him, but I don't see no other Republicans that are going to do the job. I don't see not one Democrat that is capable of doing it. And my problem with the Democrats, New York, California, New Jersey, and some other states. If you know anything about 2A, you know why those states are named. Jersey, the past 2 years, a federal judge just said, hey, what Jersey got going on is unconstitutional. You can't deny the people the right to carry. All these Democrats were saying, hey, they don't need it. That weasel we have as a governor of New Jersey right now, he's like, oh, we don't need it. We're going to have thugs on the street, armed thugs on the street. First thing, if you have the people who, I'm going to say people, the law-abiding citizens who apply for the permit to carry, 99% of those people go to the range more than police officers go to the range. Okay? 99% goes more than police officers. I got a buddy who's a police officer right now. He might go to the range maybe 2, maybe 3 times a year before he got to requalify. I got other buddies that go to the range faithfully every weekend. I'll probably go to the range maybe twice a month, which I need to go more. But I also have a dry fire system in my house too. But and this governor of the state of New Jersey is always saying, hey, they don't need. It's easy to say somebody don't need a sidearm to protect themselves when you have armed state police with you 24/7. You have armed state police with you 24/7. It's real easy to say they don't need. They don't need. I guarantee you, if they strip away his armed security, he'll be thinking a different story. He will guarantee he'll think a different story. And the other thing that's foul too is a lot of the states in Pennsylvania, the states close to New Jersey borderline, have all set up on their website that they do not process, because of the influx of applicants, they do not process out-of-state permits anymore. So most people got to go 80, 90, 100, 150 miles away from that Jersey borderline into PA to find somebody who will give them that permit. And the sad thing about it, Florida and Pennsylvania's permits are both good for 5 years. Pennsylvania, last I read, Pennsylvania was charging you $20. Jersey is good for 2 years. And the process to get your permit in Jersey, first thing you got to do is you go down to the police station and you get a packet. Okay, so once you have that packet now, it tells you what you need to do. But I'm going to tell you what me and my wife did, and my buddies did when we got ours. We went to the police department and we picked up the packets. And then we went and took a concealed carry class, which it tells you the do's and don'ts of concealed carry. And majority of the instructors we had, I would say 100% of the instructors I had, and the 2 buddies I have who are police officers. And I feel the same way, and my buddy James feel the same way. If I'm in the store and the store getting robbed, that's not my store, that's not my money. They ain't got nothing to do with me. If you're the bad guy and you walk in that store and you turn your gun on me, that's when you got a problem. And the reason you're going to have a problem is I have my gun in the holster. I know how to use it. Most bad guys, they have their gun stuck in their pants. And I believe my instructor Brian said they call that the felony carry. Because most motherfuckers that carry like that are felons. And one thing everybody agrees on, whether the law enforcement people I know or the instructors, if you're going to shoot somebody, kill them. Kill them. You got a buddy who's a a law enforcement officer in the South. He said he'll rather get a call for a body than a live person. It's less paperwork. So anyway, back to the process of getting your permit to carry concealed. So you go to this class and first thing you do, look at videos. Videos tell you the do's and don'ts in any case scenario. In the one scenario, it shows that if something happens, you are forced to discharge your weapon and kill somebody. I say kill because I don't intend to wound anybody if I got to discharge my weapon or my sidearm. I don't intend to wound anybody. None of that. Okay? They say get on the phone, dial 911, explain to them that you were just forced to shoot somebody in self-defense. Tell them what the person that you is on the floor is wearing. Tell them what you're wearing. Hang up the phone. And then when the police get there, before you hang up the phone, you tell them you did an ambulance for yourself and that person because you're going to be in shock. And I know I would be in shock if something like that happened on my watch with my family. And therefore, I'm going to the hospital to get treated for shock. And, he said, don't give a statement to the police and wait until you're calmed down because you don't want to say something while your stress levels are up. Because everything you say and do will be used against you in a court of law. And don't say stupid shit like I got something for you. No, do none of that. And another thing is, when you're carrying concealed, nobody should know you're carrying. Half the time we go out, I don't know whether my wife's carrying. She don't know whether I'm carrying. A lot of times she do. But people around you should not know that you are carrying a sidearm. If you go into a store, if that person ain't pointing that gun, if your direct life is not being threatened, or the person's not physically shooting somebody, that's none of your business. A lot of police officers you talk to say, hey, you'll make a better witness than the person involved. So yes, if I walk into a store, it has nothing to do with me. And the one drawback to it is anytime I go to a store, I gotta look for that little sign. No weapons in the store. And that comes up to a story where a guy went into, I think, a dollar store in some state, started robbing the store, pulled his gun out, pointed at the clerk. Clerk pulled out a gun and killed him. You know what his family said? Why was the clerk in the store with a gun? Because it was a gun-free store. No, it was not a gun-free store or a gun-free zone. The guy was mistaken. Every time one of these dirt bags get taken out, their families are always saying they would turn their life around. They were doing this. Oh, he was a father. Guess what? A good man ain't going to be out there doing what that person was doing. So they need to cut the shit when, he was a good person. He was a father. He was this. He was that. No, that motherfucker was a thug in the street with a gun in his waistband with no holster, carrying a felony carry. When you have no holster, you just stick it in your pants. That's called a felony carry. And usually they don't know how to use their gun. That's why they shoot the gun. And you have all these innocent bystanders get shot. That is why. And let me tell you, the first time I heard about thugs don't know how to use guns. When I grew up in another city, these four boys in the car was driving down the street. And they saw this kid. They were going to kill him. If four dudes pull out guns, they must have shot 18 times. The guy was walking by a building. Guess how many times they hit him? Not once. 4 guys, 18 rounds, and nobody hit him. If I was that guy at Target, I would be like, damn, it's a miracle. No, but that's how dumb thugs do. I was going to use the N-word, but thugs come in all different colors and sizes. That's why all these gun laws in New Jersey, they only affect the law-abiding citizen. No thug is going to walk into the police department and say, excuse me, sir, officer, I would like to fill out paperwork to purchase a pistol, a rifle, a shotgun. Excuse me, officer, I would like to fill out paperwork to carry my purchase pistol on my person to protect myself and my family when I'm out in these wild streets. And right now in Jersey, everything's 10 rounds. AR's 10 rounds. All handguns, 10 rounds. People say, you need, a lot of people say, hey, you need more than 10 rounds. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you don't need more than 10 rounds, but you never know. But like I said, the problem with it is the government in New Jersey and New York and California do not want the people carrying. But guess what? The police are there to protect and serve. But the problem with the police is the police react to stuff. They're not there. They're not there when the guy pulls out the gun or trying to kill somebody. They get the phone call after it happens. They react. They're not active, they react. They react to 911 calls. So now, depends on where you live. You can dial 911. It could be 3 minutes or 15 minutes before they get there. Everybody should have something on to defend themselves. All law-abiding citizens should have something to defend themselves. And all these shootings that was going to go up when that Pinocchio motherfucking governor of New Jersey said, hey, it's going to be X amount of thugs on the street. No, the shootings didn't go up at all. At all. They did not go up. Oh, see, I got a sidetrack. Back to the process to carry. So now you take this class, like I said, now I'll stop at the video. So after the video, they show you what the different sights looks like, the front and the rear sights, how they can be. The front sight can be above the rear sights, but you want that front sight right in the middle, right below your target. That's how you shoot. When you shoot, don't be pop, 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 pop. No, take your time. When I say take your time, I don't mean like this, line it up. No. If you're in a scenario, you got to do it right. Don't just be shooting wild like most of these thugs do. Take your time, line your target up, and fire. Okay, so anyway, after the class is done, you go into the range and you shoot. The targets are constantly moving out away from you. You shoot, I think it was 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, 21 yards. I think the last might have been 24. I'm not too sure, or 21 might have been. I think it's 3, 7, 15, 21. Yeah, so he figured. And he told us most of your shooting incidents going to happen less than 25 yards. And they said most police call the 15-yard range the kill zone. That's the kill zone. You're definitely going to kill somebody once they get below 15 yards. But there's some thing online on the internet where they say somebody with a knife can clear 21 yards in like 3 seconds or something. It's crazy. But somebody can clear that distance in like 3 seconds. And then I saw another video where I always wondered why, if you look online on Reddit, there's a New Jersey Guns group on Reddit where a lot of people say, hey, my carry rig or my carry supplies or my carry equipment. And they always show their gun, a holster, and a knife. And I could not figure out why they carried a knife. But then I saw another video a couple days ago where the guy was talking about you pull out your gun, somebody's 2 yards away, that's 4 feet. You pull out your gun. And most people are timid. They're not going to shoot right away. They're going to pull it out. Stop. He said the person in front of you can grab your gun. Now he has the barrel, the slide part of the gun. And you have the handle. He said now they got just as much real estate on that gun as you have. He said the best thing to do is have a knife on you. If the person's that close, pull out. Now I'm left-handed, so I'll carry a knife on my right-hand side. You pull out your knife, start getting them out of your close range area, because he said nobody's going to grab the blade of a knife and try to take it off you, but you get them out of your close range area, and once you get them backed up, then you pull out your gun. Now the thing is, if somebody's coming at you like that and you pull the knife to get them back and they're still coming, don't pull out your gun and say no. You pull out your gun and you do what you got to do. If not, they're going to kill you. So don't be trying to aim, don't be trying to say stop all that. No, that's a worse case scenario if I ever had one. Anyway, so you got the class done. So now you fill out your paperwork for the police department, and either they're going to tell you when to get your fingerprints or you got to get them beforehand. Now with mine, I got my fingerprints beforehand, process it. It took about 2 weeks to get it back. I had my 4 references all signed off, all buddies of mine, close friends. And the reason I say close friends, because we had a guy who posted on Reddit where his friend said, oh, he drinks every day, he got a drinking problem, as a joke, and he was denying. So I had my close friends fill it out, and 2 weeks later, I got it back. And as the individual who possesses the permit to carry conceal, you got to make sure you stay up on the laws. And please don't run out and get yourself some of those hollow point bullets the police carry. Those are highly illegal. There are other bullets that's similar to that. My buddy Butter, he has some, I think it's called legal defense or something like that. Basically, they look like hollow points, but they're filled in with a red wax. The ammo I have is subsonic rounds. Only problem with subsonic rounds is they're light and they're fast, and they're 9mm, so they're probably going to punch through whatever I'm shooting at. So be mindful of what's beyond your target. Be mindful of what's beyond your target when you're using subsonic rounds or any round. And they say 40 and 45 are the best to have because sometimes those bullets will stay in the body. But I have 30 carbine, 40, 45, and a couple 9s. I carry 9s. I'm with the XT. My wife's with the Hellcat. I got another buddy, James. He's with the XDs and the Glocks. My buddy Butters with the Glock. Another buddy carries a service Glock. My other buddy carries a service Glock, and he has XD. Now, the 2 police officers, I believe they carry 40s, the other 2 buddies. But me, James, and Butter, we all carry 9s. And the reason that is because they all have mini. I'm the only one carries a full-size 9mm. They has mini. But the thing is, let's say something happens, we're together, and something seriously happens. If I run out of ammo, I can say, yo, I need some bullets in a case and put in my magazine, not a clip. My magazine. That's it, though. We can't share nothing else because now maybe my buddy James with his XD Mini can switch with my wife who has the Hellcat, but I don't know. But it's not about shared magazines. It's the point of we all got the same caliber ammo. Now, when it comes to the AR, I have the NATO AR. My buddy James got a regular AR, so I can carry the 5.56 and I think it's a 2.26. But all the AR magazines are interchangeable. One AR fit another AR. They're all interchangeable, especially the NATO ones just shoot 2 different rounds. So anyway, so after we got the permits to carry this year, well, last year, 2023, in the summer they put out this thing, oh, you got to learn how to draw from a holster. That is some ridiculous shit. It's designed to waste your money. And once we took the class, it's just draw from the holster, put 5 rounds in the magazine. You shoot 5. The targets again, 3 meters, 5 meters, 7 meters, 21. You shoot 5 rounds, drop the magazine, put the next magazine, 5 rounds, drop those. Basically, the whole point behind it is simulating the gunfight where you're shooting 5, drop the magazine, it falls on the floor, you don't worry about it, and you shoot. Which is funny because my buddy James got caught laying his on the ground. The struggle was like, yo, let that thing fall. You're in a scenario where you're forced to defend yourself or your family. Let it fall. You're in a gunfight. If it falls apart, guess what? You got a bad gun. So now we got that paperwork from that class, which took about maybe 2 hours. And lo and behold, I haven't taken mine to the police department yet, but it's supposed to have it in your file. Or they say carry it on you if you get pulled over. Maybe they want to see it. But the problem is 99% of these police officers out here, they don't keep up on these laws. They don't know what's needed and what's not. Some of them you pull over and, you know, if you're not doing nothing crazy, you tell them, hey, here's my driver's license, my insurance card, and my permit to carry. A lot of them don't even care because they know law-abiding citizens are not going to have that card on them. And a lot of them do care. Some of them might just want to see your gun, but a lot of them do care. And, you know, I forget, I was watching some video with some state where they automatically got to call it in. You're certainly going to make sure it's not stolen or used in the commission of a crime because you never know. I've never, ever been pulled over since I had my permit last year in April, I believe. It might have been May. I have not been pulled over. I don't do nothing crazy. I don't go places I don't normally go now that I have it. I didn't change anything. I don't change my attitude. I don't look to go get into fights with people. I still do what I still do. And nothing's changed. When me and my wife go to restaurants, I still sit and make sure I'm facing the door. But nothing has changed with me and getting this permit to carry concealed. Nothing at all. I mean, nothing. If you get a permit to carry concealed and you start walking down alleyways and stuff like that and something happened, you need to go to jail because you change what you do. You change exactly what you do. And the second thing, like these sensitive places to carry. They don't want you carrying around kids. They don't want you like going to a high school football game carrying. They don't want you carrying in the park. They don't want you carrying in any park that belongs to the government. I don't know whether the city. I think it is city too. But can you imagine you're at a park with your kids, your grandkids, and somebody starts shooting and you have a weapon in your car, but you can't use it because of the governor? I would sue the state and sue the governor person himself for making up these dumbass restricted places. Because again, no law-abiding citizen is running around here doing all these crazy things. And I believe one of Ice Cube's lyrics, he said, I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6. Take the meaning of that how you want to take it, but that's crazy. That's crazy. But again, these new laws are coming from a man who listened to these lackeys in the State House in Trenton, and he's with armed security every place he go. Armed state troopers. They drive him, fly him in the fucking helicopter. It's easy to say things like that when you're with armed people. Easy to say you don't need to protect your family when you're with armed people. Rather than me call 911 and say, hey, somebody broke my house and they hurt my wife or one of the grandkids, I'd rather call 911 and say somebody broke in my house. You need to come pick this body up. We got a man out here making laws for us that don't care about the people of the state. He don't care if you and your family are protected. The police can't protect you. They react to 911 calls. The police can't protect you. And that's another good thing about former President Trump. He wants people to protect themselves. But like I said, he's for Americans, but not all Americans. And that's the crazy stuff about the process to get a carry permit. That's crazy, you know? Now, on another subject, pronouns. Pronouns. What is your pronoun? What is your pronoun? Now, my wife brought this up to me. No, she didn't. She didn't. Pronouns. Nowadays, people have pronouns. I want to be known as them, they, her, him. Most of these pronouns come from a lot of these transgender people. Okay? And it's like, I want to be known as don't sexualize me or some shit like that. They don't want you to mention their sex. But the thing is this, if there's a fucking fire and they say let the women and children go, they didn't say she can go, her can go. No, you stay in the damn fire with the men until you hear your pronoun called. It's fucking stupid. I want to be known as him. I'm non-binary. But you get in a car accident and they say, hey, there's a woman in the car, you ain't gonna say shit because you're hurt. These pronouns are the dumbest thing I ever heard of. And I even had one where the lady wanted to be known as God's one. What the hell is that? God's one. That was her pronoun. So I'm talking to her, and she would not acknowledge I was talking to her until I used her pronoun, God's one. When we're talking, I'm so disrespectful. What is your name? I told her my name is Morpheus Black. Is that my legal name? No. But to you, it's Morpheus Black. Pronouns, And, it's crazy that this is the type of society we live in now. People don't want to be known as, hey, that girl over there, that guy over there. They want pronouns. And then the government has made it okay for freaking a man who says, oh, I was born in a woman's body. He go get an operation. So now he's dominating playing women's sports. So now you got this fucking thing on the field playing with these girls. Boxers, MMA fighters. You got a thing in the cage. Why would you put a monster in the cage with these girls? I've seen videos where people like, you can't stop me from going to the bathroom here. But guess what? You still piss standing up. So why do I want you in the bathroom with my granddaughter? I don't condone violence, but sometimes violence is what's needed. These motherfuckers are out of control. These motherfuckers are out of control. Period. And if you listen to the Plastic Cup, they got this song say, I got titties at the top and dick at the bottom. These motherfuckers are out of control. These transgender people, and it's like that scenario where you meet a man who's gay. I can deal with a man who's gay. I just can't deal with a man who's flamboyant gay. I can deal with a woman who's gay. I just can't deal with a woman who's flamboyant gay. You get these girls out here want to dress like guys. They look like guys. Then they get their ass whooped. Then all of a sudden they want to be girls. These flamboyant men, they want to be gay. Why are you changing your voice? Be you. You could be gay and be you. Shit. That's the crazy part. You can be gay and be you. You don't need to be flamboyant gay. Run around with short shorts and shit like that on. Because I'm not a violent person. And you know how they say I'm not a killer, don't push me, things like that. But I'm not a violent person. But I see that stuff and I'm like, you know what? This might need to throw this motherfucker overboard. You don't need to be flamboyant gay like that. And I'm glad the grandkids I have are smart enough to know. But I would hate to have to explain to my grandchild, why is that man got booty shorts on? Or why is his butt hanging out of the bottom of his pants? Be yourself. You can be gay and be yourself. You can be gay with a goatee. You don't gotta act like that. And some of the motherfuckers, they wear wigs and makeup and they strut around. And and they say shit like boo-boo. Got these long fucking nails on. It's disgusting. People say, oh, you're homophobe. I'm not homophobe. I have been called racist before by family members, especially Mila, the grandbaby. She's told me I'm racist. And I am racist. But if you talk to her, you'll find out I hate everybody equally. I hate everybody equally. I can count my friends on probably with 6 fingers. My close friends. I can count them on 6 fingers. And this pronoun stuff is crazy. Now going back to count my friends on 6 fingers, I can count my friends on 6 fingers. And let me tell you that the worst thing, the thing that hurt me about my friends is one of them recently got married. I mean, like 4 or 5, maybe 6. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But for some reason, his new wife doesn't like my boy in the South because my buddy was married to his sister years ago. I mean, we're talking back in the late 90s, years ago. That's how long ago it was. You haven't seen these people, but she's doesn't like, my man or his wife because her current husband was married to my other buddies a long time ago. And the thing about it is it's people sense conflict in your actions. Now, they say your actions say more than your words. If you care about somebody, your actions say more than your words. That's one of the reasons I don't like motherfuckers that says, oh, let me help the homeless, let me help this person, but they got to videotape it. You're not doing what's right, and you're doing some shit for publicity. You're not doing what's right. But yeah, she has a serious problem, and hopefully this year she can get over it, because you're only hurting yourself. We've been friends since sliced bread, almost. We've been friends so long, we did crazy shit when we were younger, and now we're really just sitting around saying, damn, which one of us is going to die first? That's how up there in the age we are. But she had a problem with this man because her current husband was married to my buddy's sister. And so now it's like, as my buddy says, hey, we've been doing this forever. You just married this man. You're not going to come in and fuck up a good flow. It doesn't work that way. My other buddy who got married some time ago, we went to Jamaica. His soon-to-be wife kept him away from us in the room at all times. Then he disappeared for years until they broke up. He reemerged, which I'm happy about it. And my current buddy is like, she don't keep him away, but it's always some type of feeling, a look. You feel hostility. That's there. That shit need to stop. How you gonna go on vacation with somebody, but you don't want to deal with somebody? But we all praise God. That's the sad part about it. Don't they say the Bible teaches forgiveness and whatever? What do you gotta forgive? Ain't shit to forgive. But that's a sad state of affairs when you just don't like somebody because somebody was married to their sister fucking damn it 30 years ago. That shit is crazy. That is highly crazy. So hopefully in the year 2024 she'll get over it. Hope she do. Even if she do get over it, it's always going to be some little illness. So you gotta make an effort. You gotta make a fucking effort. That shit is butt fuck crazy. I never seen no shit like that before. But anyway, and on to something else is, let me tell you what drives me crazy with a lot of that shit. It's everybody's friends, best friends. Those dudes, I count them on one hand, 6 fingers. Those are my best buds. We broke bread together. Hell, me and T went out and hunted down people in Trenton together. Me and Craig been to Delaware on the hunt, bail enforcement together. So it's a lot of shit, a lot of history. You can't break that shit up. Remember Jennifer Lopez did that with Ben Affleck when they first got married, and that shit didn't last at all. But whatever's bothering you about that old ass marriage, you need to get over it. You need to get over it. I'm sorry. But anyway, this has been another episode of Denise's Dialogue. I am Morpheus Black. Thank you for listening.